'Twas the night before your children's Christmas party. I guess the thing for me is, you're so darn busy. Why are you doing this yourself? Why don't you just buy it? Defend yourself.
I enjoy it.
Period.
I feel like these kids' teachers... Oh, it was really sweet today. So Lyndle was like, we have Miss Elaine and Miss Sue and Miss Peggy, and we need to do Miss Becca, who's like an aide for a student. And then she goes, and Miss Janet. And I'm like, I haven't heard you talk about Miss Janet. Who's she? And she goes, oh, she cleans the whole school. It was really sweet. So we need to do one for Miss Janet.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
What exactly are you doing?
Well, so these are made... I have a small clip of footage that I did with my cell phone because I need to... Every time I touch my hair, I like rewash my hands. I should have a net on. We're making candy dishes. I want to try one that's a bowl. So after it comes out of the oven, it cools for a little bit, and then you shape it over a bowl.
Oh.
And you basically just put those hard candies together in the shape that you want, bake them. You can put them in a cookie cutter. You can put them in just like a round pan. And then I'm gonna put, we're doing just like
on this side.
Peanut clusters and pretzels dipped in chocolate. And I'm gonna do white and whatever this color is, chocolate on it. Put it on the candy dish and then wrap it in like a cellophane.
Do you have some of that?
Like a whole roll.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's easy. It's not hard. And these things go very quickly to make. And it's fun. So it's hard to know what to get your kid's teacher for Christmas.
Whatever happened to just an apple?
Yeah, right? I think that's just like a daily thing that you do.
Oh, okay.
But so it's hard to I mean, I guess like a gift card would be nice. I don't know. There's a lot of kids in their class, and I just feel like they're going to be getting a lot of mugs. Just like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine 17 kids giving a teacher, or like the teachers that have 20-something kids in their class. If you are a teacher, please chime in. Maybe I should have done a poll on Instagram or like, said, what do you like to receive as a teacher?
Right, exactly.
So I thought like handmade candy dishes.
Well, and then what did I ask? We're in the midst of this triple-demic, COVID, RSV, and the flu. And so I'm like, are people really wanting like home goods brought in from people's homes?
Right. And I was like, okay, you think of what to give our kids teacher then.
Well, yeah, I would have got him a gift card at Target.
Yeah.
But
it just feels really impersonal. Just getting him a gift card.
Well, that and the school literally had a home baked goods fundraiser sale last week.
Last week, yeah.
So
they shut down the school for sickness for the first part of the week, and it's the second part of the week they had a home goods, like they call it the baked good walk or something. That's what I ended up making 12 dozen cookies for last year. So I actually did not participate in that this year.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. What, are you busy?
Right. I don't know. I just like missed it. I don't even remember like really hearing anything about it. Did you?
No.
Yeah, I don't. Like we got a text last year saying they were in need of baked goods, and that's how I figured it out. But
interesting. Okay, remind me to tell you the story about the... Okay, come in, Lyndle. Remind me to tell you the story about the trash man.
Okay.
This reminds me of that audio that went viral with some reels. That's Kevin from The Office, and he's like, how long do I have to keep doing this?
Oh, he goes, I can't keep doing this forever.
Oh, that's what it is. And Angela's like, it's been 20 seconds. And he's like, I'm calling it. This is what that reminds me of. Anyway, today I had a patient. He's a trash man, and he's been a trash man for like 30 years.
Is he our trash man?
He's not our trash man. He's our neighbor's trash man, but not ours.
I thought you were gonna say that you finally figured out the name of our trash man.
No.
Because he gave us a card and signed it, the trash man.
Exactly.
So now we don't know his name. We used to have Cody, remember?
Yep.
The kids loved Cody.
Now this guy, my patient that I had today, said that in the early 90s, he did that one year where he gave everybody a card.
Yes.
He said he had 1,000 Christmas cards. And every night, him and his family would sit down and they would sign, you know, from your trash man.
He had 1,000 people?
Yes. And so he did that, and that year he got over $1,000, like in gift cards and just cash, straight cash.
Yeah.
And this was back in the early 90s, where like $1,000 was a ton. And somehow, like, he was talking to the wrong person at work, and his supervisor said, we don't do that. It's soliciting for a tip.
Leaving a Christmas card for your patrons?
Yes. And so he got basically reprimanded for doing that.
That's good on this one. But we need to do another one, so. They're not eating these, right? No.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he did that once. It really paid off for him.
But he's not been able to do it again. Huh. Does he still work for the same company?
I think so. Well, they got bought out, I think, a couple of times, actually.
Oh.
But anyway, then he said, like, this year, he'll only get, like, so far he's only got, I think, $90 total.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it makes a huge difference, like, if you give everybody on your route a Christmas card.
I believe it.
And, like, solicit for tips. And then he said his pastor, like, brought that up to him once that their trash guy did it. And, like, I guess the pastor thought it was, like, real tacky. And that, yeah, like, the trash man was soliciting for a tip. And so, like, he wasn't going to give him anything.
The pastor?
Uh-huh. I know. That's, like, that's not a very pastorly thing to say.
No. Even if you think that.
Right, exactly.
You don't preach it.
Right. So, yeah, little interesting.
It is. I really like the idea of putting out a cart for
your delivery people.
Yeah, delivery people.
Yeah, because I feel kind of bad. Like, we're going to give a gift card to the trash man and our UPS guy. Mm-hmm. But I kind of feel bad for the FedEx guy.
Yeah.
And girl. But it's like a different person for FedEx every time.
Exactly.
But it's always the same UPS and it's always the same trash guy.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know about trash guy, but I would assume so.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not super annoying having that in the background.
Well, it can't be any more annoying than the kids screaming.
True that.
Yeah, it's hard. We don't want to, because we don't want to change our lives with a vlog, especially with the kids. Like, it's not the kids' fault that we vlog. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're not going to make the kids stop talking and having fun because we pull out the
quiet footage.
Yeah.
No, I know.
We're just not going to do that.
That's why it's like, well, also on the days that I'm here, well, now it's only one day a week that I'm here and we have our nanny. And when that's the case, I hit the ground running to get as much stuff done as possible because it's like the only true time that I have. Even then, it's still not that much time because I have to feed the babies and put them down. And anyway, I just don't feel comfortable vlogging when she's around too. I just don't, I don't know. Her and I chat and we're busy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think we should update the vlog on the current moving situation in Florida.
Okay.
So how many times have we met with Laurie and talked about it?
We've had like 2 formal sit-down meetings with Laurie.
We are definitely treating this like a business relationship.
We're doing our due diligence on like just making sure that like our fear all around is that or not our fear, I think our just, I haven't been in this clip the whole time.
Your boobs probably have.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
I was waiting for it. We're trying to make sure that there's no chance that just like doing business with family or doing business with friends is always a risk because if something goes wrong, it can damage a relationship.
Right, your stuff.
Yeah. And so we're just trying to be very, very careful about that and how we can like separate not even separate this from like our personal relationship with her, because it's gonna overlap a lot. We like hanging out with Laurie, so like we're just trying to be ultra cautious and thorough with the whole decision.
Yeah, and I guess we need to bring Laurie on here.
Alexa.
And so that way she can talk about like what she's comfortable talking about.
Alexa.
Rather than
Set
us like telling you for her, speaking for her. Because there's some things in her personal and professional life that we don't feel comfortable talking about.
Right.
But for her are very motivating factors.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It seems like there's just been a lot of signs, like all around. For me, for her. Have you felt like you've come across signs that are just like reassurance?
Yeah, every day.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Weird. It's comforting. I definitely passed the point of this being stressful. Like in the beginning, it was like, I don't know, like heartbreaking to think about this. And then, I don't know, maybe a week after, I just hit a point where I'm just like at peace with the whole thing, and I just feel good about it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, if it happens.
Because, I mean, obviously you guys don't know the whole story.
There's a lot that we can't say and haven't said.
Right, because we have professional careers.
We have personal relationships with people that like we don't want to damage. Like,
yeah, and there's still a chance that this won't happen.
Yeah, it's hard to be in your guys' shoes and not judge on only what you know, because it's only what you know. Right.
So you make assumptions, and which
you have to, because we leave a lot out.
Right. Exactly. You know, even things like me saying like the guy or the person I feared, the person I feared most about like wanting to tell was our builder, Charlie. Like, and that was because like I knew your parents would be supportive. I knew my parents would be supportive. Like I knew your family would be supportive. I knew that your parents are traveling all the time. And so like I just knew that those people would be ultra supportive.
Of course they would be shocked, and, like in the beginning, and disappointed and sad.
Right.
But ultimately supportive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas with our builder,
like we're taking business away from him.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like we're hurting his bottom dollar.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting to see a lot of people's opinions on the whole thing. And I think if a person has a really strong opinion that we should not do this, it probably is more of a reflection of themselves and their discomfort with this type of change, knowing like how they would feel if they were in our position or my position with 5 young kids, support with our family all around. The thing is that you guys may or may not see or pick up on is we try not to use my family as caregivers for our kids, ever. Almost never. Now that I say that, I'm thinking of quite a few times that I have.
I mean, if Carrie's sick.
Right.
But you won't be working.
I won't be working.
Right.
We have a nanny because we don't, and my parents don't want to be caregivers for our kids. And that's the way we prefer it. Like, we don't want
to be caregivers for our kids.
We don't want my parents to be.
Oh.
And they don't want to be.
Right.
Caregivers.
Yeah.
They want to be grandparents. And that's great. And I love that. And like the support comes by them being like coming around while we're also here. So it's not like they're watching our kids while we're going off doing things. That rarely happens.
Right.
Like for Christmas, my mom gives us a weekend away, which is always super awesome and fun. My mom and dad give us a weekend away and they watch the kids. And then this was the first time like I said, hey, for our anniversary, I'd like to give Brad a weekend, but we took the babies. And she's also not comfortable watching all 5 kids, and I can totally understand that. So, yes, we have a super supportive family, but we're not using them for like child care.
Right.
We have a nanny for that. So it's, yeah, I don't know. Where was I going with that? I think
people overestimate, like, I don't know, the amount of day-to-day support that your family gives us.
But we do have Carrie. Mm-hmm. And we will not have Carrie, but I will not be working.
And we might have Lala.
And your
parents will be there all the time.
Everything will change. But we can also, we will also actively probably look for like a babysitter or...
Yeah, of course.
If we don't have a nanny, then we could have somebody maybe clean or like take some of the load somewhere else. Like if it doesn't work out with Laurie, a nanny is really hard to find because they need a really specific skill set. And I'm extremely picky about like how our children are raised. And Carrie and I have a lot in common when it comes to parenting, which is so awesome. And I didn't even know how important that was until we were like in it.
Well, and a nanny's really expensive. And I'm going to be making a lot less money and you're not going to be working either.
True.
So
rather than have a nanny, I would not work. I'd take care of the kids, but I cannot do it all. Like, I know I won't be able to keep our house at the cleanliness that makes me comfortable and be a good mom.
Berend Lyndle are going to be 5.5.
Right. So they
Time
can have
for them to start.
They can have chores, but if we have somebody come clean,
like the bathrooms and stuff.
Yeah, like do a weekly thing. That will help a lot too,
totally.
And isn't quite as, I don't want to say as important of a person, but it's not as difficult to find somebody who's talented at that skill.
Right.
Alexa, off. Are you nervous about moving me? And my anxiety, that's another really common one. It's like, how are you going to handle this? You already have anxiety. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm in a really good place.
Oh, yeah.
Mental health-wise.
The past 2 months, you've been a totally different person. Almost like since you've really only had like 2 days.
Like episodes.
Yeah,
short.
2. Right, since we've decided that we're going to do this.
It hasn't affected, my mental health, the idea of this.
Right.
Yeah.
I think because you see the potential.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and especially if you have a family member join us.
Right. Just the thought of that is making this... Well, it's just really interesting because, like, the life changes, like the things that Laurie, and again, I don't want to like speak for her, but we were talking about this today. The things that she's experiencing would be extremely stressful if she didn't have at least the option of coming with us. Like if she didn't have that as a possibility even, she would be in a really hard position. Mm-hmm. And just like to have, we're all trying to be really good about not speaking about it like it's actually going to happen, just in case somebody decides like it's just not, for whatever reason, it's just not going to work. Like if anybody decides that, we want to all be like, great, we will not do this. No biggie. Like no harm, no foul.
Right.
But it's probably going to happen. What percentage would you give it?
I still give it 91%.
Yeah. The Laurie thing too?
Oh.
I'm talking about what percentage.
Yeah, I mean, gosh.
I can't think of a reason it wouldn't.
Right. Exactly.
Unless she just like
gets a promotion at work and just like can't leave or something.
Can't leave or.
But yeah.
The fears is that she would have all of a sudden a realization of like how much time she will be around the kids, and that might be more than she's comfortable with.
But if she wouldn't be working.
Yeah, but being around...
And we don't need her to be around. We don't want her to be around 24/7.
Not 24/7, no. It would be kind of like the same hours as our nanny currently, which is... She's here 3 days a week, but I'm working 1.5 days a week, so it's really like... I don't know. I don't even know that I'd want her around 3 days a week. And she would also... The thing that would be really awesome is that she would help kind of tote the kids around and take kids to doctor's appointments or dance or whatever, help mow, yard work, laundry, like just like an au pair would be.
Right.
Any shared space, take care of a pool if we have a pool. Mm-hmm. And allow one-on-one time with the kids. So when you have 5 kids under 5, they need like a decent amount of connection. I need a decent amount of connection with them, and it's hard to do when it's you on 5. So, like, she'll get to spend more time with some of them, and I get to spend more time with some of them, and, like, trade off kind of thing. It'll just be awesome. Really awesome.
It kind of reminds me of, like, 5 to Love. It's like,
yeah.
Is it her mom? Or his mom? Or is it a nanny?
They have all of those.
Yeah,
they have
just like lots of help.
They have nannies. There was like a grandma that came.
Right.
I don't remember. I think it was her.
Yeah, whoever.
I can't remember.
But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah, just like family pulling together to help raise kids. It takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing thing when you have a village.
Right.
To help.
So everybody's probably like, you know, when they were like, no, don't do it, don't move away from family. And we're all over here like, well, family's going to move with us.